insulated gate bipolar transistor. That means IGBT. So IGBT is a new development in power MOSFET technology. The advantages of MOSFET and the advantages of BJT, that means the advantages of transistors, both are present in the IGBT. That means the MOSFET offers very high input impedance. The IGBT is also provide very high input impedance. Now the on-state power loss of BJT is very less. So the IGBT, the on-state power loss in IGBT, it is also very small. Now the another main problem or the disadvantages of the BJT is second breakdown. So there is no problem related with the second breakdown, or the second breakdown is not occurs in the IGBT. Now the turn-off time of this IGBT is greater than MOSFET. So IGBT, it is also voltage control device, as MOSFET is also voltage control devices. The switching loss and the conducting loss are very less in the IGBT, and its gate drive circuit, it is also very simple, and its pickup current capacity, it is also high, and the process it is faster than the BJT. Now the IGBT is mostly known as a MOS IGBT, metal oxide insulated gate transistor, COM FET, conductively modulated field effect transistor, GaN FET, gain modulated field effect transistor, IGT, insulated gate transistor. IGBT, it is also available in the range of 1200 watt and 500 ampere. Let me see the construction of IGBT. Now, as shown in this figure, we are taking one P plus substrate, P plus layer as substrates. Now, the high resistivity type N minus layer is approximately ground on the P plus layer, as shown in this figure. Now the blocking capacity of the IGBT is depends on the thickness of the N minus layer. Now the other side of P plus substrate, one metal layer is deposited, and from this metal layer we are taking one terminal. One terminal is taken out from this metal layer, which is known as a collector terminal. Now, as shown in this figure, the P regions here, the P regions are diffused on the N minus layer, and so as shown in this, N plus layers are deposited in this P type layer, or a P type layer. Now the silicon dioxide insulating layers is deposited on the upper surface of this IGBT. So this silicon dioxide insulating material is works as a medium for the capacitor. That let me see. Now these two terminals are taken out from this metal contactors are taken out from this silicon dioxide, which is known as a emitter and gate terminal of the IGBT. Now this P plus type substrate, this region, it is also known as a injection layer, because it inject holes in this drift layer or N minus layer. That's why it is called injector layer. Now this N minus 1 layer, it is also known as a drift layer. That we will see why it is called drift layer. It drift the electrons drift in this N minus region. So some electrons and holes are present in this layer. That's why it is called brick layer. Now the another P layer of IGBT, it is known as a body region. Now the three layers P plus, N minus, and this P forms a one PNP type transistor, in which this P plus works as a emitter terminal, N minus works as a base terminal, and this P works as a collector. Now another three layer, N plus, P and N minus 1, it forms NPN transistor, in which this P works as a base, and this N plus works as a emitter terminal of the NPN transistor, and this N minus works as a collector terminal. So here this N minus 1 layer, which works as a base of PNP transistor and collector for the NPN transistor. Now similarly, this P layer works as a collector of PNP transistor and base for the NPN transistor. Now let me see the working principle of this IGBT. So the working of this IGBT depends on the biasing systems used for the IGBT. That means biasing is required for the gate to emitter and collector to emitter. So it is most important. The working principle depends on the biasing system. So that means biasing means each provides sufficient voltage or current to turn on the devices. So now when the collector terminal is connected to the positive supply with respect to emitter terminal, that time our IGBT becomes in the forward bias. Now when there is no gate signal or gate voltage VG is applied between gate and emitter terminal of this IGBT, so that time this N-1 and P regions, that means the junction J2 becomes reverse bias. So there is no current, the current flow from collector to emitter. That means this device act as a open circuit. Now when the gate pulse, the positive voltage is applied to the gate pulse with respect to emitter terminal, when the value of this voltage is greater than its threshold value, then one N channel is created in the P region, because already I told you this is also conducting material, here it is also conducting material. So we both are separated by this insulating material. That's why it works as a capacitor. So when we connect this gate terminal positive supply to this gate terminal, the positive charge induced near to this metal point, and the reverse voltage, that means the minus voltage minus charge, are induced below this positive charge. So here, due to this N channel is formed. Here the electrons are available. That means we can say that N channel is created. So it is most important. Now this N channel is also known as a inversion layer. Now this N channels short circuited to the N plus layer and the N minus layer. So the electrons which is available in this N plus emitter layer, it drifts in this N minus layer. So whatever electrons are available in this n plus emitter layer, which is a drift or which is moved from this emitter to drift n minus layer through this n channel. Now when the collector terminal is connected to the positive supply with respect to emitter, that time our IGBT becomes forward bias. So due to this, whatever this P plus region inject holds into this n minus channel or dip layer. So do you understand? When we connect positive supply to this collector terminal, due to this P plus collector regions inject holds into this n minus region. That means drift layer. So in drift region, the electrons of in n drift region, electrons and the P minus here, the electrons of P region and the holes of these P1 regions are filled this layer. The electrons, which is electrons of this P region and the holes due to this P plus regions, this n minus, that means leaf layer, are completely filled. So due to the increase in injection carrier density, the n minus region or drift regions is conducted. That means it increases the conductivity. So here we can say that the injection current density increases, which increases the conductivity of this drift layer. Now due to this, our IGBT will turn on and the forward current IC flowing to these devices. Now this is the working principle of IGBT. Now let me see the characteristics. So there are two types of characteristics of this IGBT. First, it is called VI characteristics, and another that is a transfer characteristic. Now this is the symbol and this is the circuit, practically circuit, to draw the VI characteristics and the transfer characteristics. Now first let me see the VI characteristics. So the characteristic, that means the VI characteristic, it is a graphical relationship between collector current to the collector emitter voltage. So for that, the collector current is taken on the y-axis and collector emitter voltage is taken on the x-axis. Now this VI characteristics, it is also known as a static or output characteristics. Now the gate emitter voltage is varied and the gate collector voltage VCE and collector current IC is measured. For the different value of VGE, we can measure the collector emitter voltage and IC, then draw the graph between IC versus VCE. Now here you can see the controlling parameter is gate emitter voltage. So that's why IGBT is known as a voltage control devices. Now when the collector is connected to the negative supply with respect to emitter, that time our junction, we can say that the devices becomes in reverse bias. Then there is no current flowing through these devices. So the reverse blocking characteristics is obtained by these devices. Now next, transfer characteristic. Now the transfer characteristic of IGBT, it is basically the graphical relationship between collector current and collector current versus gate emitter voltage. So it may be noted that the above curve, when the gate emitter voltage is less than the minimum voltage VGET, there is no current passing through this IGBT. But when we give the gate emitter voltage greater than its threshold value, current start to flow from this device. That means collector current start to flow from the devices. Now, what are the advantages? Less switching loss. Second, less gate drive. Its gate drive is very simple. The snubber circuit, which is used for the protection of IGBT, and this snubber circuit is consist of numbers of various electronics components. So its value is required. The value of component required for this snubber circuit is small. It is highly efficient. Fifth, its volume is small and its cost is very less. What are the application of IGBT? So IGBT is used for the DC and AC motor drive. It is also used for UPS, uninterruptible power supply. It is also used in power supply. And fourth, IGBT is used to drive solenoid, relay, and the contact.